I know that I sent you a little message just kind of giving you, I don't know, some idea around what's been going on with the team lately, but go for it. You've got the floor. Just if we can make some time for questions after, if that's okay.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, I'd
you.
much prefer to serve everyone that's shown up here to get a feel for where you're at, you know, where you want to be and how I can help. Absolutely, I'd love to do that. First of all, huge congrats to each and every one of you. It's pretty amazing. Tanya and Katrina have been bragging on how incredible you all are. I've seen, you know, the results coming through. And to get those results, here's what I know. It's a lot of background work. It's a lot of loving and caring and connecting. And it's a lot of learning, because there's no easy way in this business. It's really always investing in us and learning and knowing that it's worth it and having the long-term vision. Just by show of hands, who's been here for more than a year? 1, 2, 3, 4. And is everyone else less? Who's been 2 years? Tanya, Maxine, 3? Wow. So this is amazing to me. You've got to get this, because here I am for 12 years. And the one thing that I knew right from the start from my incredible mentors, when I said yes to this, I said yes to a very long-term vision, playing the long game. And I was taught, just like Lauren was, give it 3 to 5. Give it 3 to 5 years. Always 3 to 5. And I really love that, because I grew up in this business expecting to always play the long game, to not be in too much of a hurry, to understand that over time, if I did simple steps and I had an above average work ethic, and I would keep the compound effect and I'd do simple steps consistently, that it would reach a certain point. First of all, phase 1, I would be drastically underpaid for probably the first year or 2. Drastically underpaid compared to my daily effort. And then in phase 2, you kind of begin to get paid for what you're expecting, what you're putting in. And phase 3 that I was obsessed with right from the start was the tipping point, where now you are drastically overpaid for what you do. Who's excited for phase 3? Chances are, if you are less than 2 years, you are not yet, probably even in phase 2 or 3. Am I right? Some of you are still drastically underpaid. And so what we need to keep focused on at this time and constantly reassure you is that it's worth it and that you're on track. And love everything about this journey, the ups, the downs, the peaks, the troughs. You learn more in the downtime. You learn more when it's uncomfortable. And you learn more when it's frustrating and challenging and annoying. That's where the real magic happens. So when you go up, you're faster, you're stronger, you go further. And what used to be challenging is now easy. Now you've got it handled. Who can now share their story pretty easily? Who can now, do some reasonable follow-up without fearing like if they say no, I might roll in the corner and die, right? But in your first few weeks, it wasn't like that, right? So notice your progress, really notice your progress. And would it be fair to say that each of you have found, one customer, one team, someone, there's been a yes somewhere, and that just changes things. It changes that person's life in some way. Now you're starting to add value to someone's life in a way that you may never have before. And I heard Brian Marsh say this on his Start Strong the other day, and I just loved it. He said, this may very well be the most important work of your life. And I'd never heard it like that, but gosh, I know that to be true for me. There's nothing more important than the work that I've done in our Juice Plus community in upskilling me in upskilling my leadership skills, in saying yes when I didn't want to say no, in finding other incredible dream keepers and warriors, you know, who are here for wellness, here for vitality, here for change, here for putting people in the driver's seat of their life. And so what I would love for you to contemplate and think about, especially if you're here under 1 year, is what you love about this so far, and hold tight to that, because right now that emotional revenue is going to sustain you on the ups and the downs. It's the emotional revenue. It's not going to be big bank revenue in phase 1. It's going to be okay. And we've got a generous marketing plan. We've got a very generous company who rewards us for consistent action, right? And the other thing that I love is, once you understand, who understands the compound effect? Residual income. Moni does, Maxine does, Kathy does, Karen. A few nods. You know when I said I got obsessed with phase 3, getting drastically overpaid for what you're doing? I became obsessed with that in the best possible way, because I wanted to live the life that I'm living now. Back then, when we were completely broke, one income was never enough. The global financial crisis that happened to us, we had to start from scratch. We literally had lost everything that was valuable. So it was a lot like now, reminds me of a lot like now, when it feels like there's not many options. Thank goodness Lauren kept reaching out to me and saying, well, what if you could do this? I know that you've said no. I know that you don't really get what this is, but let me ask you this. I know all the reasons why you say you can't, but what if you could? You know, would it be worth looking at this again? And thank goodness she kept being patient and professional and persistent. So there are 3 things that we need a lot of in this business: patience, professionalism, and persistence. Adam Westwick, who all of you are eventually under that umbrella, that was a patient, persistent, and professional conversation that was 3 years long. Kira was 4 years. Kate and Anthony, listen to this one, 6 years. Most of you have been less than 1 year here. They were 6 years. Kate and Anthony and Adam, you know, together, there's over 60% of our organisation right now. So are you getting the point that I'm making here? One conversation that is professional, patient, persistent. You understand timing. You understand their timing, their leverage, their pain. You understand that we only get to influence so much, but our only job is to keep inviting and to keep asking the question, to keep curiosity, to keep sharing our story, to keep sharing results. That's always been my only job. I understood really early residual income and the compound effect. It's one of my favorite books. For those of you who are, learners are earners. Learners are the big earners always. The best leaders are always the best followers. And I follow so many people. And I'm hungrier than ever before to keep learning. So one of my favorite books that I read many years ago, and this is where my obsession started with this incredible profession of network marketing. It's like the ultimate pay it forward business when we get paid to care. If you don't care for people, you don't get paid. When you care for people, you get paid. When you care a lot for people and add a lot of value, you get paid even more. That's the rule. That's the only rule at play. If you don't do anything, you don't get punished, you just don't get rewarded. And the pay, remember, that you do get in phase 1, for some people that lasts 6 months. For some people that may last 3-4 years. And I see so many people hanging up and not staying in line, and it kills me. I see so many people not staying in line because they didn't hear this early on. So this could be one of the most important conversations of your career here, understanding that if you stay in line, you cannot fail. If you stay in line, you cannot fail. One foot in front of the other, you cannot fail. You will outwit, outplay, out-earn, out-fun everyone. I was always very determined to do that. Think of me in the early days. There's no Zoom, there's no Facebook, there's no social media. It's one person at a time, one conversation at a time, little in-home events. And every single month I chased my 5-1. 5 new customers, 1 new team, which is why we wanted Celine to bring it back. Because even when I didn't understand the marketing plan, I didn't understand promotions and all the acronyms and just forget that. I understood that every month, if I helped more people get started on Juice Plus, more would stay on the product, more would fall in love with it, and more would want to share the product with other people. I really understood that very early, that that's how the whole thing works, even if I didn't understand the minimum detail. So I just chased that 5-1 bonus every single month, and it got me out of my comfort zone. Some months I'd be at the 29th of the month. Does this sound familiar? And I will have had 1 new team almost and 3 customers, and I would just be out of my mind, like, I cannot let this slip. Because instead of if you did it for 1 month, you'd get the 150. If you did it 2 months, you'd get 250. And if you did it the 3rd month and you stayed at the 3rd month, you'd get $300 for every month that you stayed in 5-1. That $300 was my life. It was my absolute life. It was my money. It was money for me, my nails, my hair, to go out to have coffee with my girlfriends, to just stop fighting with my husband on all the basic things that I felt that I deserved. Does it make sense? That 300 represented so much of my own empowerment and courage and my thing. Can anyone relate? So I wish this for you, and I tell you, it may not feel much to you, because what you get now, what you're surrounded by, is lots of leaders, big leaders earning big money and all this stuff. That's not important. Forget that. Right in front of you, you've got a marketing plan that's going to keep you engaged today, give you a decent reward for effort. Certainly not all of your reward in phase 1. Is everyone with me, hearing me really loud and clear? On phase 1, forget it. You're not going to be paid how much you're giving. That's test 1. It's like going up a hill. How much do you want it? You've got to be so steeled and determined that you're never going to give up on a bad day. Nothing is going to sway you. People will not understand what you're doing. They're not supposed to. Who cares? You know exactly why you're on this target and what you're going to create. And each of your milestones you map out. And you know what's next for you. That 300 turned into 500 after 6 months. And then the 500 turned into 750. And now that was a week's rent, right? And then, oh my God, what if I could get 1,000? And we call $1,000 a month the golden handcuffs, because now you're part of the comma club. There's a comma in your check. Now you got 4 figures coming in your little part-time hustle. And it feels amazing. And your husband will still say, yeah, but you're spending this much. They'll still do that. So then you've got to get steeled again for, shut up, mate. Wait till I pay 2 weeks rent and then the groceries. So I'm serious. I always had this next little milestone of, I'll show you, I'll show you, I'll show you. And I honestly knew, and I believed in my heart, because why not me? Why not you? I'm no different to you. I'm 12 chapters ahead. I'm 12 chapters ahead. You've got the same heart as me. You've got the same determination. You've got the same badassery that doesn't want a default life, to settle for crumbs and have the normal job. You wouldn't be here on this path less traveled with a hope and a dream here. And that is everything. When we say the why is the most important, I don't care what your dream is. This thing, $300 extra a month, that's all I could dream about way back when. I wasn't dreaming of all the stuff that we've got now. I was dreaming of not fighting about why my hair would cost $100. I didn't want James to do my hair in the packet at home anymore. He was quite good at it, actually. We were laughing about it. He's like, he called himself Mario. Maybe I'll have to bring Mario back again because he's quite precise. Bring back the packet, right? So I've been there. I've been in that struggle street, right? Yeah, that is my story. 12 years ago, we moved back from the US. We had an amazing business over there. We created a wine tasting kit. James was working for a wine importation company. And he was literally, we lived in Las Vegas, our firstborn child, Sienna, was born in Las Vegas. And he just had the best job in the world. Literally, he was paid to tell stories, which James just loves to do all day anyway, about Aussie wine. The winemaker, the grapes, the whatever. And he just worked up and down on the Las Vegas Strip. He worked with the best sommeliers in the world. And we just had this unlimited expense account, and we had the time of our lives. And then the global financial crisis hit. And Vegas was the worst hit city in the world by far. And we were caught up in all of that. And so, we were very on the negative, not just starting from scratch. There was a lot to claw back from. So we decided to move back to Australia, and I remember we drove an hour to buy this horrible little car with wind-up windows. That, you know what, I'm really thankful for it, because James and I, we know how to come together and do that. We call it rice and beans. And even now, we're like, where's the rice and beans? What are we going to pull back on right now? What are we going to consolidate? What smart decisions do we need to make? Where do we need to hunker down? And where do we need to be abundant right now? And so the lessons, but it was hard. It was very, very hard. And I lost so much confidence. I lost so much of myself in the identity of being a mum. Pretty soon there was 3 kids under 3.5. I thought that sounded like a great idea, and it wasn't. It was crazy. But all of that pressure forced me to say, well, I've got nothing to lose. When Lauren circled back with this again, seeing where we were living in this little apartment that was horrible. I found it really depressing. And every day that I woke up in it, I thought, I'm better than this. I hate this place. I've got more to give than this. How did we end up here? And so network marketing, Lauren, Jeff, Cheryl, mentoring, community, a global business. That was my lifeline. He was everything that I'd always wanted right in front of me. And so I took it, I really took it with both hands. And I did a deep dive on being one of the very best students of everything I could get my hands on. So this was pre-GoPro. I mean, you know, Eric released that 10 years ago, and I think maybe I came across it maybe 9 or 8 years ago, seriously. But everything was a Monday night call that I had to dial 1 million numbers to, and remember phone cards, international calling cards with 1 million pins, and you'd press one thing and it's like you had to start all over again. That was it, constantly trying to work out what time it was in LA, because there wasn't really any Australian calls. There was no one in Australia who'd ever advanced beyond SC in Queensland. So opportunity. You know what Cheryl would say? Well, it's not easy being a pioneer, Linda, but someone's coming. Juice Plus is coming. Someone's surely going to get it. Might as well be you. And I would be like, yes. So this is how I still see New Zealand. You guys are the pioneers. It is just open season. There's never been a better time to run for your lives and grab market share. We've never had so many people captive on screens, who are looking for what we offer in abundance, bucket loads, community, certainty, leadership, mentoring, immunity, health education, inspiration. The chance to turn $170 into something that creates money every single month. They're going to spend it anyway. They can redirect their petrol money. They can redirect their JobKeeper money. They can redirect all the things that they're not doing right now, their pub money, into something that can actually work, that they can give it a go. So right now, the entire network marketing profession is on the up. Work from home is Googled 60% more since March 9. Work from home. So do people know that they can work from home with you? Let me ask you. If I was to call 500 of your friends, do they know that you work with the world's leading company to do with food technology and, you know, immune boosting, that is the world's most researched product on the planet of any product category, let alone health and wellness, that has published peer-reviewed medical journals showing that your immune system is massively boosted in as little as 28 days? Do they know that? Do they know what your story is and why you said yes? What sucked in your life before, what you saw and why you said yes, and what you're excited about? Do they know that about you? Do they know that they too can grab this chance and come and play? And let's just see. And what if this could work? What if this works? What if I can help you create this extra $300 a month? Make sense? Do they know? So I'm asking you, how many people know? So many of you, I promise you, are assuming that they know, because you're assuming that 100% of people see your once a week Facebook post. No, they don't. Less than 5% of people see your posts that you're connected with. They've got no clue. So how do we let them know? Right now, we double down, triple down on conversations and invitations. Our job is we're professional inviters. I get paid a full-time wage. I get drastically overpaid because I'm in phase 3. I've been in phase 3 for 6 years now. I'm drastically overpaid because of all the years that I wasn't paid. And I get paid to invite people to come and look at what I do. That's it. Then we educate. Then we show them some things. Then we investigate. We prescribe before we diagnose. What are you looking for? What sucks in your life? What's not working? Well, if I could show you a way that we could help you with that and maybe this, would that be of interest? Okay, cool. Come on along. Come and look. This is what I've got over here. Not you. You're not the one yabbering. It's me. It's look what we've got over here. The experts, the links, the community, the mentoring, the marketing plan, the research, the leadership team at the helm, the company mission, inspiring healthy living around the world, the business mission, to build a stable and lasting company to help as many people realize their dreams. I work with a company whose mission statement is to help as many people realize their dreams. If you have a dream out there, let's see if I can help you create that. We have a lot. So my question to you is, do all your people know? Or are you filtering? Are you judging? Are you saying, no, they can't know about this? Are you deciding for them? Who's decided for some people and they haven't even got an invitation from you? Nice, thank you. Honestly, I love it. I love it. And so this is what happens. Right now, everyone that you decide for, you're making it about who? And you've got to stop that. You just got to stop it. Now is the time to build your emotional muscle and stop making it about you. It's the most selfish thing you could ever do on the planet, is to make a yes or a no or a maybe about you. They're not saying yes, no, or maybe to you. It's a season, it's timing, it's leverage. Even when people want to make a change, do they? No. They only change when they absolutely have to. They're not joining you in inspiration, they're joining you in desperation. Right now, there's a lot of desperation. Go grab your market share, or some other person is going to. We are not even a blip on the radar in New Zealand. Why? Because you guys aren't talking to enough people. You're deciding for too many people. That's not fair. You're not selfish. This has got nothing to do with you. The answer's already in play. Yes, no, maybe. The answer already exists out there. It's up to you. It's like revealing, you know, the magician pulling up the cup to see is the ball there. It's already decided. You just don't see it because it's the cup. You have to say, are you interested? Oh no, there's no ball there. Okay, are you interested? Are you interested? Are you interested? And you have to keep doing that. And you have to keep circling back. You've got to be a good friend, a good relationship, a good citizen, and circle back. How are you? Your name popped up on my newsfeed today. How are you doing? What's going? You keep drip, 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 drip being a good person, not because you're just going to recruit them one day, or maybe, but, and here's why, because I absolutely have the belief, and it's a useful belief, that eventually everyone's going to say yes. Everyone that I want is going to say yes, because what I've got is better than everything else. Even when they make tons of money, they don't have the time that I have. They're not getting drastically overpaid. They're not getting the level of contribution and impact that we get. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that being braggadocious. I'm saying that because I've built this belief through getting thousands of no's. And I don't hear the no's. And to be honest, I don't actually push the conversation to a no point. I leave it. I keep sprinkling. I go through and off I sprinkle again, and I come past and off I sprinkle again, and I come past, and I'm always busy and on to the next thing. Some of you are visiting the same 10 conversations going, you know, are they desperate enough yet? Oh, good, they've lost their job. Yay, now I'm going to call. Right? Speak to hundreds and thousands so you can barely keep up with all of your sprinkling. That's the name of the game. Who can remember what I said? I get paid a professional, overpaid professional wage to do. What am I? A professional? It's important. Inviter. Thank you, Tiger. Yes, inviter. That's your job. Invite and educate. They decide. Invite, educate, they decide. Invite, educate, they decide. They're adults. Your job's done. Invite, educate, invite, connect. Invite, educate, care, connect. Alrighty, let me see. Is there any questions yet? I'm completely selfish. It's amazing how many conversations I have and people have no idea what I'm doing, even with all my posts. Beautiful. Great admission here, Tanya, because they don't know. You must individually direct invite them. Hey, I'm not sure you even know what I do. I'd love to share a little bit of my story. I can't help but think this could be something for you too. That's it. And then you share your story. Now, if each of you don't know your story, PLOT, what was crap in life, what you saw here and why you said yes, and what you're excited about. What was crap, what you saw here as a solution, and what you're excited about. Very, very easy. I'd lost confidence. I'd lost hope. One income wasn't enough. I doubted it wasn't worth going back to work because of tax and childcare. I searched work from home. The choices were absurd and insulting. And then here was my friend who said, you know what? That's what I do. You could do what I do. What if this works? What if I could teach you to do what I do? I'd love to work with you. And what I saw was this. That's my story. What was crap? What wasn't working? What you saw here? What was the solution? What did you see? Why did you hand the credit card over? And what are you excited about now? What do you love and what are you excited about now? That's your story. Everyone deserves to know your story. Your story is more important than anything, any fact sheet, any research. Facts tell, stories sell. I want you to write that one down. Stories sell. I use my story for everything. To create curiosity, to invite, to follow up, to answer objections. Oh, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be salesy. I don't know many people. Maybe you can relate. Do you feel like that? Oh, that was me too. But here's what my friend said. Linda, do you know 2 or 3 other people just like you who are tired of one income, who it's not worth, daycare and tax to even go back to work, who may be a little down on their confidence and courage right now, who have a hope and dream that would love another $500 in a supportive community. Do you know anyone like that? Yeah, I know about 3. Okay, awesome. Well then, would you be prepared to just share your story, why you've said yes and what you're excited about? Yes. And I did that with 3, and then they did that with 3, and then they did that with 3. So within my first 3 weeks, I had team in Hobart, Launceston, and New Zealand and Queensland. And that's when the penny dropped for me. Oh my gosh, this is not about me. This is so much bigger than me. I follow the system. I share my story. I invite them. Okay, so questions?
I've got one, Linda.
Hey, Maxine.
Hi. One of the things I have a little bit of discomfort around is if I keep circling back to someone that never responds, how often, and someone I know that was originally interested, maybe even someone that came on a 3-way call, and just keep getting ghosted every time you circle back. There's no response, but they're still watching you. You know that. So,
well,
deal with that.
Here's my gut answer is I'm not in the convincing game. Well, what I've got is too important. There's 1,000 people lined up just waiting to hear how this can change their life, looking for hope, looking for a way to participate in their own rescue. And every time that I believe that I have to play the convincing game, I give away some of my power and posture, and it just creates more doubt. So I'm gone. I'm out of there. I'm way too windswept and busy and interesting, and I'm on to the next one. So that person, bless them, they know, they've seen this, they're an adult, they can decide. Now, from some leaders, you'll get, go and try an objection, go and try if you really care about them, and I hear that you do care about them, the people that you wait around caring about are stealing your dream every day. And I don't want that for you. Because for every person that you're waiting around, spin your wheels on, and I'm not saying you're waiting all day, every day, but I can hear that there's a sadness and disappointment there. And I suspect you might be taking it personally. And this is never, ever personal. People joining a network marketing business is never personal. It's a big thing, and it's absurd for us to think that everyone's going to be a yes. Would you agree? It's absurd. I looked at it for 6 months and I said, no, 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 for another 6 months. And then in desperation, Lauren came back that one time, because Lauren was just a big feature in my life anyway. So she'd earned the relationship, she'd earned the conversations, and I saw her continually having fun when my life sucked. Make sense? They may be a watcher for all of your life. But what's happening, and here's my concern, when you get distracted over here with these few, you're missing the thousands over here who can't wait to hear the good news. And you're buying into a belief here of, oh, you're doing something wrong.
I suppose I'm just wondering, how long do you keep checking in with?
I don't.
You don't really at all?
No, she knows where to find you.
Mm.
If she's been on a 3-way call, she's already seen it. Be a good friend. I didn't keep asking Adam. I didn't keep asking Kate and Ann. I kept sharing stories. I kept drip feeding, but I didn't keep asking the same question to be ghosted and feel hurt.
Well, I'm not asking about the business, but I'm dropping in, I don't know, maybe every 3 months to say happy birthday or, hi, how's things going? And just never really getting a response. So
what? Let me ask you this, Maxine. You're such a loving heart. Why would you want someone who's not even going to have the decency to say thank you, I had a lovely birthday? Why would you actually want that person on your team?
Well, that's true.
I want you to have some posture here. That's not okay. That's not okay. I'm not wanting someone like that in my life that is not going to answer my genuine intention. Gone. See ya. So we need to cut some threads in life to retain our boundaries and our power. This is my power and I get to take it back at any time. If you're giving that away, then you've got less to give other people who really are so excited and just waiting to hear. Does it make sense? Is that helpful?
Yeah. I think I'm taking the kind of the follow-up too far. But yes, it's so true what you're saying. It's taking kind of energy away from, other things.
It will, darling. And look, the fortune is in the follow-up. And I can definitely say that because I gave right at the start of the phone call, Kate and Anthony and Adam. But they didn't ghost me. They didn't not be my friend. I kept the friendship always first and foremost. And that's how we've navigated building very big businesses together of friendship first. To actually stay wearing a friendship hat and then a business hat. Does that make sense? But someone who's literally ghosting you, I've got no time for that. Mm-hmm. Off you go. Not just plus for you. You've heard me say that to lots of people. Like the soup Nazi on Seinfeld. I do that with Juice Plus. Juice Plus is too special for you. You can't have it. No, done. Right? They're not going to seep any of the magic out of me. They can't have it. Goodbye. So we move on. You retain your parent posture. That's just not good enough. That's rude. I'm not okay with rude. I certainly don't want them in the team.
Thank you.
You deserve so much more. Right, ladies?
Yeah.
So much more. What a beautiful heart you are. If someone would really not see that and see who you are and what your intention is, I'm not sure that they're going to have a lot of value to give. And its whole business is about value. And you add extreme value. So there's a lesson there, Maxine. There's a really beautiful blessing and a blessing that some of those early stories, I remember them, and that's when I went, stuff you, boundary, next. I'm going to be a hard ass on the next one. Like, I'm going to be out of there quicker. You're only going to get 3 or 4 follow-ups. If you ghost me, I ghost you first. Okay? Now, I know it's easy for me to say now, and I'm being a bit jokey and facetious, but what I'm really saying is take your power back. She doesn't get any more of it. Okay, unfollow. Bye, Felicia.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Bye, Felicia. Good luck.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's amazing how many people come back though too. And you know what? As your posture grows, as your business grows, you won't want it because you know that there's part of her that's quite toxic. Very big assumption and hallucination from me, but someone that's literally not answering you, yeah, not good. Okay. What other questions? I loved that question, and thank you for having the courage to ask it too. I'm sure everyone, you know, has someone on their list like that.
There's more in the chat, Linda. There's more questions in there.
My interest is primarily in cold market. Do you have any advice for fielding that interest? Well, you know, cold market is another skill on its own, and become a great student of cold market networking is what I would say. I was always warm, and I'm still to this day, I'm not a cold market Facebook or Instagram, but some people are just great at it. So it's usually groups and adding value. It's just add value, add value, add value, so people can know, like, and trust you. Add more value than everyone else. So when you do post, hey, are there any mums out there that are stressed, tired of being broke and looking for a way to work from home? Let me know, I could have something for you. Yeah, that's the kind of, I don't know, you know, Singapore groups and Malaysia groups, and people do that before they're kicked out and they get 10 different contacts that way. Here's the thing with cold market. When they're cold, they come in very quick and they leave just as quick. You've got to really work a lot of cold market into warm, in my experience and what I've seen. When you get to know them, create the relationship with them, put them in the preview group, but then keep adding the relationship and value there, if that makes sense. How are things with JP in the UK? The UK, like everywhere else, is just on fire. UK is booming. They've been through the same plateau of network marketing globally for the last 3 years, not really declining, not growing, but we've all been ready in this plateau for the next big wave, and the next big wave's here. Work from home up 60% on Google. So you want to be in amongst that. In the cold market, I don't know if you know AdWords and funnels and all that kind of stuff. It's a different style of marketing, cold market. You're warm, you're hot and warm, and then referrals from hot and warm are your best first cold market as well. Hey, maybe you know someone, the indirect invite. It's all still an invitation though. Think of that. The invitation is people's pain points. Are you a stressed out mum who's tired of living on one income, going without so many things, who'd love to know a way that you can work from home around your family? Or whatever your avatar is, you must know what is their pain. Remember, people are they're buying solutions, but what they're really buying is a feeling. They want to feel different. So what are you offering that's going to help them feel different? What's their pain? What's their hell? What is their living hell? So who asked that question?
That was me, Lex.
Hey, Lex. So tell me this, who is your ideal market? Like, if you could have 10 of these people show up tomorrow and say, let's get started, Lex, describe them to me.
Tired out, stressed mums, stay-at-home mums that have been professionals that are now full-time mums, and they've kind of had a huge change in their life.
Oh my God, that's my one. Right? That's my one. So same thing. I I share what? My story. You heard my story at the start. You could retell me a bit of my story, couldn't you? Because we learn stories. We remember stories.
Yeah.
Right? Global financial crisis, one income, 3 kids under 3.5, tax and daycare, not worth it. Going crazy at home with the wiggles. Is this it? Life sucks. There's got to be more. Googled work from home. Frankly, insulting, ludicrous, and absurd what they were telling me were my options. Fill in a survey. Fill in 400 surveys for $3. Right? Create a soap business from home. Like, it's just absurd. When you Google, do yourself a favor, Google work from home. It's just absurd. So I play on that in my message. Right? And the same thing when I'm just asking women, you know, tell me what's attracted you to have a look at this. Oh, is that part of your story of, you know, being at the checkout and having to transfer $6 into another account because you don't know if it's all going to go through and be declined at the register? It's the small stories that you feel like are a little embarrassing or insignificant are the biggest hook.
Mm.
So your story right now, Lex, is so much more important than Juice Plus and network marketing and work from home and make money now and all of, you know, antioxidants and boost your immune. Your story is 10 times more important than all of that. But you just don't believe it. This is what happens with people. They just don't believe me that your story is everything. I don't know why. It drives me freaking insane that people don't believe me when I say your story is the most important. Everyone goes, oh, my story doesn't matter. No one cares about my story. My story is not important. I don't have a story. Ah, you do. It's everything. Your story is everything. Why did you join, Lex? What did you see?
I joined mainly because of the health benefits we found for my own health and my children's health.
Awesome. So the first part of your story, yeah. Products made complete sense. Yeah. Tried them, loved them. Like just dramatic.
Yes.
For me. And every great product is a good business. Like I'm a businesswoman. And I'm like, this is a product that actually works. So I wanted to investigate, how does this business work? But continue.
Yeah, so I feel like I have a quite good story. What I get caught up on is, because my page is like a support page, people kind of just want to chat to me, and I can't differentiate between people who just want to talk and people who actually want to buy or join, you know, like I have lots and lots of conversations that seem to just be very long.
So tell me, but before we go to them, a chat page sounds horrendous to a busy mum. I can't even think of a chat page and that you're not getting paid on, but let's come back to that. I love you. I'm saying this with total kindness because I want to help you. Product made complete sense, you know, dramatic results for me. And I'm a businesswoman. So every business, I'm like, what is it? You know, tell me more about this business. Can you actually make money? I asked my friend, can you actually make money? Because what sucked in your life?
Oh, like you said, couldn't afford the bills, couldn't afford to buy kids' shoes, like
see, shoes. Yeah. Didn't you all just go, oh, that's a good one? Oh God, when you can't buy the kids, oh, I wish that was my story. Who just got how important that part was? And see how Lex is like, oh yeah, just that bit. That, yeah, that's like everyone. That's not really important. Let's get to the chat page. You and the pain, and I want you to, instead of flying over it, I want you to sit in what that feeling was like for 4 seconds. Of I can't buy the kids' shoes. This freaking sucks. I'm smarter than this. I deserve more than this. Oh, look, you're there for more than 4 seconds now. You're fully in it. But you know what, darling? I'm smiling because you got to break down to break through, right? This is it right now, because sharing and owning your story sets you free and it sets other women free. How many other women feel like you right now?
Hundreds. Yeah.
Do you think that I'm just saying this, or do you feel me?
No, yeah, I agree.
So this is a beautiful, magical, irresistible part of your story, and your story matters, and your story is relatable, and your story is all too common. And I want you to get pissed off and fired up about it and make it part of your mission that you don't want to stand for that anymore. Not for you, not for your friends, not for other mothers. And you turn that pain into the power. That sucks. Everyone should be able to just afford some of the basics. But the rules of the game are set up that not all good people, not all good hardworking people are going to be able to thrive financially. But you are here for more. You are here to shine a brighter path for people. Is that a better story, everyone? Instead of Juice Plus and the capsules and here was my health condition and now I've got a health condition page and I want to help you all about your health condition. And most of them probably just want to chat. They want to chat and they want to connect because they're in so much pain, just like you went and visited for a second there with us, which was beautiful and magnificent and raw and real. And people want real. They don't want perfect. They don't want polished. They want to know that if this is a possible solution for you, maybe it's a possible solution for me. Does that make sense? Is a penny dropping?
Yeah.
So your story looks like this. And please, if you don't share this part of your story from now, I'm going to have to come and track you down. So the story is, you know what? I don't know if you even know what I do, but I'm really committed that people I love and care about at least know what I do, so they know that they have an option, that they have a hand extended to them. You know, I started, I said yes to this at quite a desperate time. You know, we said yes to the product. I don't know what your product story was, but probably it was yes. If you are struggling financially and you said yes to the products, there was something very compelling that said this might really help, and it's worth a try. Is that compelling? Are people feeling disempowered with their health and choices, and they've tried everything, but what if this could? That's going to have everyone go, oh my God, well, what was the compelling thing that you saw that you were prepared to give it a go? Now I want to know that part of the story. And then, the business. And so you can interweave both of them. The product was, even though it was a stretch to even try it, because this has been one of the most financially fearful chapters of our life. And it sucks, and I'm tired of it. To not be able to afford, to not be able to afford shoes. And just sit there for a second, honey, and it'll get better. The wound of crying right now will start to heal as you free that and own that part of your story. And the more that you share it, the more that you heal others and their story. Who knows this to be true? Who's feeling this at the moment? Who's also considering what's the real truth in my story that I'm glossing over? Thank you. That's the power of, did you see that, Lex? I don't know if you're on gallery view.
Yeah.
That's the power of story, not you. The gift your story can elicit in others. It wakes up the story in others. That's the magic of story. Story uses a different part of our brain that's connected to our heart. Our limbic feeling system is geared to listen to stories because they can save our life. Think before schools and blackboards and emails and message, there was only ever storytelling. Of don't go down that path, don't eat the blackberries because there's a saber-toothed tiger around the corner in that cave. Don't go there, go over here. So we remember and we learn So the most powerful thing you can do in this business, put your hand on your heart and say, first of all, you know what? I just want to share a little bit about my real story of why I said yes. I just want to be really real right now. This is why I said yes. And then grace shows up, beauty appears, and now truth is on your side, and the truth shall set you free, and whoever else has the honor and privilege of hearing your truth. Truth is rare and it's beautiful and it's precious, and people are craving it. Does it make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Are you all getting that it's not the brochures and it's not the links and it's not the websites, it's you showing up in your story that is going to get them curious and enticed to learn more? And even if it's not for them right now, they're going to remember it, they're going to respect it, and they're going to think of other people the next time. They'll have so much honor for you and your story. Do you think anyone's going to say to Lex, oh, you're full of shit, Lex, you're just trying to get me to join that network marketing pyramid? But yet, isn't that our deepest fear? And why we don't share our story? We need to speak it out loud to see other people's faces of how to be reminded, redo our mind on how important your story is. Okay? There's nothing more important. I'd love you to be a great student now, Lex, of storytelling. And if you haven't, how long have you been with us, honey?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. So I don't know if you've caught any of the game plan, but I always base the entire freaking thing on story. Always. So Tanya, could you help Lex find some of the storytelling and game plan? If you search in Team Spirit, there's Kate Golay talking it, you know, through the structure. There's my plot training on, you know, what sucked, what life is, you know, what you saw here was other mothers creating that little extra, creating that their own money, creating their confidence money, creating their buy back my life money. And now I get to. And now I'm on a mission. I used to be so embarrassed I couldn't even share that part of my story. And now I'm on a mission to make sure that everyone knows that I have a hand out for anyone that wants help with this in their life. Right? That's amen, hallelujah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty, your bravery, your truth. It was absolutely beautiful. You've given me a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I love this team, Tanya. Such love bugs over here. They are. The game plan, no, it's if you just search game plan in Team Spirit, there's playlists of all the game plans. We've done 4 now, and there's always story. 3 years ago, Kate and Anthony did a 45-minute section, and they did lots of before and afters of this kind of moment. And the more that you hear, the more you get to craft and help people with theirs as well. One of our most important leadership qualities is being able to help people see their story. Because everyone just is brain dead on it. They're just like, my story doesn't matter. My story is not important. I don't have the right story. No one cares about my story. No one listens to my story. That's because you never share it. You just share links. All right. Amazing. And one last question, because I know we've been on here over an hour now, but I've loved it. Overcome questions about the cost of the products and the length of sign up, as that's come up already. And honestly, I can't afford it. I can't afford a lot, someone has said to me. So for me, it's never about affordability, it's about showing value. So all that says to me is that we didn't show enough value yet. We didn't understand what changes they want to make and why, and how important that is. And then if we show enough value, people will never question the price. So it's about gaining confidence and skills in sitting with that longer before you kind of send a price list kind of thing. So there's really great scripts and verbiage on this. I do lots of objection handling training, but I always use feel, felt, found. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. And let me ask you this. What do you think, is doable for you to invest in boosting your health and immune? What do you think, is doable for you each week? Well, let me ask you this. This helped me. Because this is concentrated food, it's a whole food boost. If I compare it to maybe anything else in the trolley, let's just talk about our basic pack, which still allows you to nourish and care for you and one of your children, which is pretty amazing. That's just $20 a week. And so let me ask you this, what's in your food budget over each week? So rather than us trying to find extra money, because I really hear you on that, and I was the same, what is in your current food budget that's maybe not serving your health, that's definitely not boosting your immune? What would that be an option? Would you be prepared to swap out something to give this a go? So I'll always get people to be on the basic there. And then I'll say, if not this, then what? Because, look, yes, there's synthetic vitamins, and here's the real truth. This is like harnessing 3 extra cold pressed juices, each day, and it's still less than a cup of coffee. All our products are less than a coffee. It's, now what I know to be true about these products is there's no better value and convenience and safety and effectiveness proven on the planet than what Juice Plus does in your body. I love, if this is really something, now I'm not here to convince you and be like that, but I can hear that you actually really would like to try them. So if you're committed, I'm committed. Let's find a way. I never drop to just purple. I don't have one only berry customer. I don't go into that. People have money. Don't buy into a poverty mindset. People have money. People have, $15 a week for all kinds of things. And if they're not prepared to invest in their health, then you can't convince them. It's not a value. It's not something that they're looking for. Or we didn't spend enough time in rapport digging up enough pain of why they need to change. And if not, then what? Okay, so we diagnose before we prescribe. So usually the price objections is we haven't quite spent enough time in the diagnosing and building the value story of Juice Plus. And just be real. Just say, I'm brand new. I'm not salesy. I'm not any of that. Here's what I know to be true. This is what I love about these products. And this is what someone said to me the other day, and it just made sense. Would you be willing to look at what might be in the trolley in the food budget for $20 a week? So rather than find extra money, it would kind of be like swapping out. And then you're getting a double bingo. We're getting all this extra, incredible nutrition for you and one of the kids, and we're eliminating something that's actually taking away from your health. So I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. I can't wait for all the value that you're going to experience with our community, with the eating programs, with the incredible education. I'm really committed to, seeing this improvements that you're wanting. Yeah, amazing. Well, that's it. I can hear they're calling me out for dinner. So I just want to say such a huge thank you to all of you. I just love and respect you, and I'm always here for you. And what we do matters. It's worth being a little messy and, not being perfect, but just be real. Just say to them, you know what? I felt the same way. Don't worry about the perfect words. Just be real and hear them and relate to them and say, would you consider this? This is what made sense to me. Yeah, really powerful words. Your story is everything. It's not just important, it's everything. Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rock on. Let's storm home for it's market share time, girls. I tell you, go get it. Otherwise, Arbonne or Isogenics or whoever else is like, make sure it's Juice Plus. Like, go grab it. It's like the smash and grab. Go get as much market share right now as you can. Go love on them and show them what we have.
Thank you so much, Linda, for your time.
Awesome.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you
so much. Thank you so much.
Linda.
Bye.
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 Bye.